All right, hello and welcome to the Roxamore Sports coverage of the 210 Speed and Agility 7-on-7 football event here at the Woodland Hills Wolvarena. Right now, we are looking at the Aliquippa Crips going against Shadyside. Shadyside there in the navy blue and gold, Aliquippa Crips in the black and red. And game is in action here. No touchdowns made. We are at the 20-yard line here with the Aliquippa Crips. I'm Maximilian Kiever alongside with everybody's favorite guy, Mike Costa.
That pass is fired in and for the touchdown for Aliquippa. Right down the field. For their first 6 points of this game.
Absolutely. Aliquippa looking great here. Already off the bat, as expected. They are a very formidable team. Let's see what we got. 6-0 is the score.
Aliquippa going to go for one here. We mentioned Aliquippa was sitting in the shade waiting for their next opportunity to play. Shadyside had a game where they were shut out by the Clarendon Bears.
Yeah. 7-7, maybe a skirmish, but I mean, ultimately it's a test against yourself and getting a stronger team here through challenges. And right there, they got that extra point, so we're looking at 7-0. 7, a lucky number. Although my cousin from Cuba says 6 is a number. I don't know why, but I guess that's his lucky number. But hey, 7 universally is considered that special number.
What I liked there was a little bit of miscommunication. They had to send a receiver out to the far end to get the play in, but they did end up getting it in, and the man going in motion caught it. Now, Max, we're going to look at Aliquippa on defense. If you had to guess which player out there is a 4-star linebacker, all-state football, all-state basketball, coveted by all the major colleges, who do you think it is out there?
Yeah, definitely Cameron Lindsay. Big muscular guy. Some people you could just tell just by looking at them right off the bat. Like, you know the prospects right off the bat.
Yeah, he just looks like a grown man out there. That first pass is beautifully pulled in.
That it is.
And this is something unique. They, being Aliquippa, do not have Cameron Lindsay playing on offense. They strictly have him playing on defense. We know defense is going to be his calling card wherever he goes to college. I mentioned 4-star linebacker, one of the top linebackers in the state of Pennsylvania, can essentially go to whatever school he wants to.
Absolutely. Well deserved too also. I mean, even though this is just a one-hand touch tackled for better lack awards, it's still good to get him acclimated to that position, playing defensively here. So the game was in action for like a second. Whistle blown there.
Yeah, flag on the play, false start on the Bulldogs. Back them up 5 yards. Still remains 1st and goal.
Yeah, so the last game they played against Clarendon, I believe the score was 19-0. Shadyside had a rough play there, but nonetheless they're going against Aliquippa, which we can't stress enough is a good team here. So Shadyside, if they can make it, that's sending a message.
Quarterback back to pass. He had someone, doesn't see him, has to get rid of it soon, and he takes the sack. No one was open. If he had someone in the corner of the end zone, it would have been a tough throw all the way across the field.
Right. Yeah, and you could potentially lose it to an interception there. It just is not really worth the risk in that one.
And we mentioned just the intimidation factor of having Cameron Lindsay in the middle of that defense.
Right.
Makes you not even want to think about throwing it to the tight end.
Yeah, just having those hands just touch you, it's enough. It's enough to send chills up your spine. Let's see what we got here at the 15-yard line. Game is in action. Quarterback sends it straight, and no grab.
Might have heard the footsteps behind him. He was open, but had a man all up on his back. Heard the footsteps, could not pull that ball in.
Yeah, it caught me off guard so much. I said grab, no grip there, so that pass goes nowhere. We are here at the 15-yard line, though. Quarterback looked like that was otherwise a really good pass. It was accurate or straightforward. Just, unfortunately, they didn't get in the ground with that one.
Yeah, so far, Shadyside's doing a lot right.
Right.
They just can't finish these drives as they bring trips to the top and they spread it out just a little bit more. One receiver to the near side. Backs back, middle of the field's open now, throws it up. And it's caught! No, dropped!
So close, so close.
He had it, but could not survive the ground.
Right. Yeah, that hurts, Mike.
And that's another 2 big points for the Quips.
Yeah, the potential was definitely there so many times. It's just a matter of getting a hold of the ball. I mean, the receiver was in the right place. The quarterback's eyes were definitely in the right place in terms of passing it to a safer position on the field. Unfortunately, just couldn't get a hold of that ball. So that puts him in an ugly position as the Aliquippa Quips, yet again, we're at the 40-yard line for the offensive play.
And Aliquippa coming off a successful 13-1 season, going 7-0 in the Parkway Conference as that pass is complete for the Quips' first down. Aliquippa going undefeated all the way to the championship game where they fell to Bishop McDevitt 41-18. And there is absolutely no shame in losing to the Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt.
Absolutely not.
And the nice thing for Aliquippa, they actually get their home field back this year. Last year, the pit was being remodeled, so they only had 3 home games played at Freedom High School. They were gracious enough to allow the Quips to play there. So now they get to have a brand new field turf, new scoreboard as that pass is complete for the short gain. Yeah, new stands, new turf, new scoreboard, new everything. Pretty soon they're trying to raise a little bit more money so that way they can redo the locker rooms. It's going to be incredible. 35,000 seat stadium, officially one-sided now.
And, could have been something there. No, yeah, we talked about externalities before, like with the weather and the fields being kind of wonky. I mean, it's the tiny little things that do affect gameplay. Not so much on a performative level, but on a psychological level as well. I mean, you want to carry your school's name the best way you possibly can. You got a newly renovated facility, and that just really motivates you to do the best because obviously people are paying the money, they're invested in you. They want the best outcome for you, so that really does send that motivational boost that athletes need, as well as the school needs for its reputation.
Max, you want to use an example? Look at this stadium we're at right now. When this was a grass field, almost every time Woodland Hills was hosting a playoff game, the question wasn't, as this pass is thrown, he has a man open. It is caught in the end zone. 6 more points for the Quips, 15-0. Deja vu all over again for the Shadyside Bulldogs. But we were talking, it was like every time Woodland Hills would host a first-round playoff matchup, it was always a question, is the game going to be played at the Wolvarena, or are they going to move it down to Norwin because Norwin has turf, because the grass here at the Wolvarena was notoriously bad.
Right.
Even the last class in 2005, well, the year was 2005, it was the class of 06, they had the option of playing their playoff game against North Allegheny at the Wolvarena in the mud or moving it to Norwin, and they said, this is the last game ever on grass. We want it at the Wolvarena.
And what a way to finish.
So now, I think for the first time in a long time, Aliquippa can host a first-round playoff game as that pass falls out of the quarterback's hands.
Yeah.
Incomplete. But they got the 15-0 lead, and Shadyside takes over.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
No, but if you've seen some of the pictures of the newly renovated pit, it looks incredible. Said the field turf is a game changer for them. The only negative thing is they can't put the flaming spear into the ground now because it might catch the turf on fire. They'll find a way around it.
They'll find a way. When there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, nonetheless, it definitely does go a long way, and this field is looking beautiful over here, except for I'm looking at this bleachers, and we got some weeding issues. So, hey, Woodland Hills, if you're listening, I'll be a Huckleberry.
They got until August 25th to get those cleaned up. Now, August 25th, the first game in week 0 here, and it's a big one. Bringing back an old Quad East rivalry. Shadyside, they have a man open. That pass is tipped.
Ooh.
Intercepted. Able to keep his balance as well. 18-0. Aliquippa over Shadyside.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time we've seen Aliquippa tip a ball and have somebody else intercept it. They did that in the first game against Clarendon. So tip drill working for the Quips.
Yeah, Shadyside, it's just better days are ahead nonetheless. They're giving it their best shot. And clearly they're not a bad team. They just need a little bit of polishing here. The quarterback is a absolute powerhouse here for Shadyside. They definitely have the resources to improve their gameplay. They have the facilities. Just a matter of just getting fine-tuned here for the official season coming up in August. So no shine off you, Shadyside. We all have our ups and down days.
Shadyside only gave up an average of 15.5 points per game. And they've given up 18 points in this game. Now, granted, two completely different sports.
Absolutely. And, ooh, they do gain some ground there. Aliquippa is riding high and mighty right now.
Even digging a little deeper into Shadyside Academy, only gave up 34 points in the Allegheny 6 conference play last year, where they finished second. Is a little helter-skelter on that play. Not many people knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But that brings up third down now for the Quips.
That it does. So this game is getting close to being over here. We got another game coming up after this. And this is one of the few games that was actually true to the schedule here. As we were expecting this game. So if nothing else changes, and you're a little bit too early, and these guys ain't your guys.
Oh, pass is intercepted. Shadyside gets their first points of the afternoon. Still trail 18-3. And while you were going over the schedule, Max, one thing I thought to myself was Aliquippa's running to that line. They're trying to get set in a hurry. And they did. But then they pulled back and called the play, and you wonder if that messed up their rhythm a little bit.
Potentially, yes. Hey, something's better than nothing, though, at the end of the day. And game is not over until it's over. Give it your best shot, no matter how far behind you are. Always play like you're 1 point behind, they say. Whether you're ahead or behind.
18-3, Aliquippa over Shadyside. Shadyside with possession, stripped to the far side. One receiver got one-on-one coverage. They shift the man over. Quarterback looking. He has another man open. It just overthrows him.
Yeah.
Get a little help from Alderdice as they throw that ball back in. Thank you, Dragons, for your assistance.
So if I'm looking at the schedule quickly for the next game, potentially here.
Remember, Max, schedule subject to change.
It is absolutely subject to change. In fact, I remember last week they organized the last game right there on the spot. I was here with the founder of the 7-on-7, and he had to go down on the field to actually set up that game because I believe the school was missing towards the end of the day here. But if nothing else changes for a 7 o'clock game, we got Baldwin versus Farrell, or maybe Franklin versus Alderdice. So we'll see here shortly here on the Roxamore Sports Network. So if you're here a little bit too early, fret not. We got more action here to come.
And if it is Farrell, Max, you guys are in for a treat.
Oh, absolutely. Ooh, almost at the spectator.
Pass is complete to the ramp. Unfortunately, the ramp is not a living object, so that it will be incomplete.
No.
That brings up third down and 20 for the Bulldogs.
Let's take a look at the dents on that ramp, though. You know that ball has hit that thing multiple times before in the past. It's suffered some abuse here.
Yeah, look at that. We mentioned earlier about fields being remodeled. This was remodeled in between the 2005 and 2006 season, which is crazy to think it's been that long. And that ramp has definitely seen better days.
It's just a shame they couldn't get this facility a little bit closer to the Woodland Hills High School, but nonetheless, great facility. Looking good on that pass there. And as mentioned, the quarterback is a beast here for Shadyside. So I'm looking forward to seeing that more from Shadyside around the official season.
So that is going to bring up 4th and 9. Ball at the 29-yard line. Shadyside Academy desperately needs to get these 9 yards to make sure they can try to shrink this deficit. Like the pass. Little miscommunication. Give 3 more points to Aliquippa. 21-3. We got a traditional football score now.
Great work there by the defense from Aliquippa. Right there, right where they needed to be. Bada bang.
The story of the day for Shadyside. Things look promising, and then something doesn't go their way at the end.
Hey, sometimes a loss is the best way to learn anything. I mean, if you're victorious all the time, sometimes you miss some very key lessons there. So nonetheless, I mean, we all had those days where we had like a losing streak. No matter how much we just keep trying, we just keep somehow failing left and right. But the next time, it's a better day, man. You're bulldozing through everybody. Right now, Shadyside is having one of those days. No shine off you, Shadyside. No shine off you. Aliquippa, though, fabulous work.
Someone gets rid of it. Juggled and caught. Gain of about 5 on the play. That brings up 2nd down and 15 for the Quips. We do seem to have a nice crowd out there. A couple of them brought tents. Got to give them credit for that. To stay in the shade, but especially if you're an Aliquippa fan, that's a very long drive.
Right.
From Aliquippa. And actually, Max, if Aliquippa did not win their appeal with the PIAA about what level of football they played, Woodland Hills and Aliquippa would have been conference mates, as they do get the first down there and more. 1st and goal now for Aliquippa. Actually, Max, I do want to correct myself. They would not have been conference mates. They would have been in the same. They would have been in the same classification, but they would not have been in the same section. I do want to correct myself on that one, because Woodland Hills was the team, aside from Aliquippa, that was affected, as once they redid the sections, as they do every 2 years. If Aliquippa lost their appeal, Woodland Hills would have stayed in the Big East Conference. But since Aliquippa won their appeal and got to stay in 4A, Woodland Hills then moved from the Big East to their current section, the Northeast Conference. But
Fabulous.
That did reignite their rivalry with Penn Hills. So you take the good with the bad.
Absolutely.
As that pass falls incomplete, that will bring up 2nd down and goal. Ball at the 17-yard line.
Talk about distance. We had Chambersburg over here. I believe it was last week. I mean, it's not a short drive. And we had Johnstown as well. So we got people from different parts of Pennsylvania coming over here for some action.
Yeah, bringing Farrell down from District 10, or District 10, I believe. I'll have to double check that once they play. So you get a lot of schools here from the 7-on-7 passing league, sponsored, of course, by 210 Speed and Agility, as that pass is complete. 3rd and goal. The Quips hurry up to the line. Ball at the 1. All sorts of confusion there. Ball gets backed up to the 2-yard line, where it's 3rd and goal for Aliquippa. Back. Guys got one-on-one coverage, jumps up, cannot make the completion. Brings up a actually doesn't bring up a fourth down. It brings up the end of the game.
Well, how about that? We're talking about 21-3. Shadyside got those 3 points due to an interception. Aliquippa. Whew, baby. Talk about excellence.
Shadyside still looking for their first win in the 210 7-on-7 passing league.
Absolutely. Better days are ahead, but nonetheless, official season's around the corner. Plenty of time to practice here. Of course, we'll be right back here on the Roxamore Sports Network with the next game, which could potentially be Baldwin versus Farrell, or Franklin versus Allardyce, or maybe someone else completely. It might be a surprise round. So stay tuned with us here on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Maximilian Kiever alongside with Mike Costa. We'll be right back.